today we got 3 shorts from the digital series, not from YouTube. So I guess I won't be able to review a couple of Equestria shorts for the next following weeks, which is actually kind of a good thing, for my schedule at least. I'm going to be reviewing the other 2 shorts on Monday, while for this I'm going to review it today. Twilight Under the Stars. Now this was the short that I'm actually really glad that I watched before Spring Breakdown comes out 2 weeks late. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Twilight wants to meet Rosette Nebula, who is her idol, obviously, and Pinkie Pie decided to help her, but she doesn't want to get embarrassed. So for the majority of the short, Twilight tries to talk to her while Pinkie Pie tries to help, but it just makes things a lot more complicated, and it really makes Twilight Sparkle really embarrassed. And to be quite honest, I think that throughout the majority of this short, I really enjoy it from beginning to end. Granted, it wasn't anything special, but then again, we still have that special that we still didn't get any information on that's going to be coming out in March 30th, which is in about 2 weeks. And another note is that Rosette is also the same voice of who's doing Twilight Sparkle, which is Taylor Storm, which is actually kind of a cool detail because Twilight is doing a lighter voice while Rosette does a really low voice. Kind of an interesting detail to see that Rosette is completely voicing another person who doesn't appear much in the show. Well, for the digital series, that is. I will admit that it could have been easily I really think that it's probably an interesting idea to see Taylor Storm voice another character, because she did the same thing in the Fairly Odd Parents when she voiced Timmy Turner and Poof. Even if I don't like the second half of the Fairly Odd Parents shorts, I still have to respect the actresses for voicing multiple characters in one show. So, is there anything that needs to be discussed about it? Well, there is obviously the thing that I need to talk about, and that's Rosette Nebula. Now, when we got the screenshot of her shaking hands with Twilight Sparkle, people immediately think that she's going to be the villain of Spring Breakdown. And I'm actually glad that it wasn't the case, because throughout this entire short, she didn't mention anything about the short, and the fact that Sunset Shimmer's hair is still normal. It's still the same that we've seen before. Nothing different. It hasn't got long yet. I got a feeling that after a few shorts and after Spring Breakdown, we're going to see more shorts of Sunset's hair being long, while also seeing her new hairstyle in another special, which could be evolving around her since that she's going to be in a time loop festival situation. Anyway, I can understand that people really want to see the fact that they want to see another villain in Spring Breakdown, which I completely disagree. But on the other hand, it's really difficult to actually think that she's going to be the villain of Spring Breakdown, because for one, may I remind you that the cruise ship is completely not scientific. I mean, if it was scientific, maybe I can understand that, but this is just basically an extraordinary cruise that is just basically based off of something that you want to be on a cruise and enjoy the sunshine. Nothing has anything scientific about it. And another thing is that Rosette Nebula, I keep forgetting the names, would probably be the same as Principal Cinch, that she will probably ruin the whole cruise. Just watching the show alone, Rosette isn't like any of those kinds of people. She's basically a role model to so many people, and she doesn't even want to do something like what the other characters do. I mean, when Principal Cinch did that, she had the power of the Shadowboard School, and she wanted to win the friendship games. So if you actually think that she was going to completely take over, so you're actually going to think that Rosette is going to take over and ruin the Lackey's vacation for everyone, I think that that would be a really difficult thing for everyone would easily forgive her. Because that will probably make things a lot more worse if forgiveness is going to be a factor again, which I hope it isn't going to be the case in this special. Also, in the links, we see magazines of her which actually did appear in the short. So, in the fact that if that is going to be added in Spring Breakdown, a lot will happen. So, there will be a lot going on, which makes everything really difficult to carry on for the plot. Besides, with the characters getting on the cruise and what we saw in July, I think that's enough for what we can expect from Spring Breakdown. 2 plots going on at once, with 3 of the characters going to Equestria, while the 4 just trying to figure out how to fix up the whole situation during the Lackey vacation. Besides, if Rosette was going to be a villain in that special, it would probably be the same thing in Cloudy 2, where Chester V completely manipulates Flanked into using his machine. I'm probably going to get into a lot of detail whenever I review movies like Cloudy 2 in the future, which will probably take a long time for me to ever get to movies. Seriously, I've been planning this since March of 2017 and I still haven't made up my mind if I'm going to do a month dedicated to reviewing movies. But back to the special, I'm glad that Rosette isn't what I'm afraid that she's going to be. Considering the fact that she has kind of the same hairdo that Twilight had when she was in, in Crystal Prep before she transferred to Canterlot High. It's kind of amazing it's kind of interesting to see that, have some have some similar character designs with their hairstyles. Another thing that I kind of like about this short is the additional cast of new design characters. Believe me, these designs on these characters are starting to get way more creative and really work for the Equestria Girls' world. Even though that we're probably going to expect more of this since that Friendship is Magic is coming to an end, and all we can see is more designs is in the Equestria Girls, even if people don't agree with me on that. As for the ending when Twilight sparkle, thanks to Temple Sprites, yep, Temple Sprites actually had some kind of a focus in this by helping Twilight out, decide to completely lead Rosette to Twilight and have a conversation about scientific stuff. Which is actually kind of a cute moment, to be honest. And it's really amazing to actually see someone like Twilight getting shy and really afraid to talk to someone who is their idol since forever. And even you, when you're at the age of either Twilight or younger, will have this situation. Also, before I wrap this up, there's also a scene where Flash and Sunset Shimmer are talking to each other. I know this is a nitpick, but I'm sorry, it still doesn't work like this. Moving on for a better life is one thing, but again, Princess Twilight is still not aware of this. This is why I really don't accept changes like this, because there's no resolution behind this entire idea of Sunset telling Flash to forget about Princess Twilight altogether. Because as of this point, it's starting to become really repetitive, and to the point that Equestria Girls is just pushing way too far to be its own thing. And I'm really afraid of what they're going to do with Flash's character. At this point, the Flash Sentry hate is starting to become really irritating, and I'm getting sick of the wafu stuff that just gets really irritating so fast. I get that this is a show revolving around girls, but seriously. At this point, I actually expect Flash Century to actually do something and actually rethink about what he's going to do in this situation other than just moving on with no resolution. Which is why I think that having this show in shorts really don't work. I mean, if this was in 22 minutes, maybe it will probably give into more development on so many other characters. But of course, we still got nothing from it. But as for the show itself, I really enjoy it. To the point that I'm really glad that it isn't part of the Spring Breakdown special. And since this is the second time we get to go back to the Planetarium, which is the place that was from Starstruck, or Starcross, or whatever you call it, I really think that it's really a good way to see this place again, and especially that Pinkie Pie can really design it. Besides, it looks more colorful than before. Anyway, I give this short an 8 out of 10, even if I don't give lanes to shorts that much. I'll go review the other 2 shorts on Monday. I'm Lonely Fanboy for here, and I still have some hopes for Spring Breakdown.